Are you one of those guys that likes to play surf in CSGO?
I sure am.
I know you are. Filthy.
I actually prefer bunny hopping, but that's neither here nor there.
If you prefer bunny hopping, this is probably the game for you because that's exactly what it feels like. This is bunny hopping to the extreme, and you're gonna have a blast.
This is To the Top. Hi guys, this is Moriarty.
And I'm Crypto Spook. We've already talked about this game before it was released.
And now that it's released, it's different?
It is very much so the same game, however, there's a lot more to it than we got to see.
Now, the core mechanics of this game are pretty simple. You have some mechanical hands that you can shoot out a certain distance, and you kind of use them to hop and leap and...
Go, gadget, jump that way.
Yeah, you're flying through the air doing stuff. And you can connect to any surface that's blue, and you can teleport to any ball that's red, and that's kind of the core everything about it, right?
That is correct. And there's also a sliding motion in it, and I realized later how important it was that the direction of your head determines the duration and distance of your travel. I didn't know that beforehand, but as I got through the game, I realized that it was important where I guided my head is where my character moved through the air, which I thought was pretty interesting.
So if you look up, you jump higher.
If you look up, you will jump higher. If you tilt your head slightly left or right axially, you can guide yourself as you're flying through the air, which becomes important as they continue to introduce more and more mechanics into the game.
So how's the difficulty curve on those different mechanics?
The difficulty curve is perfect. I loved my experience with the game. I probably played another 10 levels into it, and I didn't want to stop. I really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed it the first time I saw it, and I still enjoyed it the second time I did.
I remember when you first played this game, you said, man, I really need a sliding movement, and then they went ahead and added that. How is it?
I didn't see many levels. I didn't see any additional levels than the one I had previously played that focused primarily on sliding, which was unfortunate. I'm sure they're there, because they talked about how much they wanted to put those further into the end of the game. So I'm sure that there's a lot of things. They did use a little bit of sliding, but mainly, like I said, it was based off the axial head movements that you use. So, you jump high into the air, and then you have to land on this non-grabbable object and slide down it without falling off, or you'll have to go back to the checkpoint.
And this is a game that's all about just movement and keeping yourself going and keeping your momentum going and just kind of having, fun. This is a game that's truly, honestly meant to be nothing but fun.
And it is fun. I had a blast playing this, and I'm going to go ahead and keep playing it until I beat it. I tried to beat it, and I spent several hours in this game so far, and I feel like I'm not anywhere near the end. And even if I have beaten it, I know for a fact that I can still go back and beat my scores, because I did pretty terrible in most of these levels.
Which is not outside of the normal for you.
Oh, you've got the jokes. You must be funny.
So, you recommend this title?
I highly recommend this title. Not only is the gameplay new and immersive, it also includes, they had local people around them make the music for this game, which is one of the most important parts of the game, because it's really a rhythm-based game, if anything, because you have to time your jumps so that you can get the acceleration boost out of it.
I do recall that one of the things that this developer was very proud of was that they'd had all of the local Austin scene build their music for them. So I do recall that. You're absolutely right. God, you're trash at this.
Yeah, this is one of the new mechanics that they had just introduced into the level, and this is also where I figured out that the direction my head faced was important for determining how far I moved. I thought it was how hard I pushed off with my hands, and it probably is also related to that, but that's not the most important thing.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It is. You're going to have a blast playing this, and trying to get onto the top of the leaderboard, I don't think that's something that you can do very easily, unless you spend a lot of time playing this.
It still reminds me of bunny hopping and surfing and all those kind of movement-related things. You've got my vote of approval.
So the hardest part to contend with in this game is that it is time-based. So even though the puzzles themselves, you're not going to know exactly where you're going, you still need to try and get a decent speed run going here. So, I mean, I imagine that the people that are at the top of the leaderboard have played through these levels several times and have figured out the best path to get where they need to go. There's also collectibles that you can get throughout the game as well, so that just adds another layer of difficulty. There's a lot of different goals that you're going to be trying to chase here, and you really should only just pick one.
So either get through the fastest, or collect all the things, or whatever other goals there are.
And just getting to the end in and of itself often won't get you to the next level. You have to get a certain amount of trophy points to unlock the additional levels.
Sounds hard, but rewarding.
And then there's also 3 different levels of difficulty. I played on medium or hard. I think it was hard. But I don't really know how you could make this game more difficult. Do the jumps go further? Are they further apart? I don't understand how the difficulty is scaled here.
Nonetheless, it is an incredibly neat game, and we continue to recommend it.
So if anything, I would say our revisit of this game just confirms that the developer absolutely did deliver on all the things we asked for more of, and, well, with the exception of more sliding, but it's probably there.
You just haven't gotten that far because you're bad at the game.
Yeah, I'm not that good. As the levels get further, they get hard. They get really hard. Like, it is a legitimate challenge to get through a lot of these levels, let alone with any kind of semblance of time.
So there you go, guys. That is To the Top VR. Still one of the coolest movement-based games in the VR space. We recommend it. Crypto really recommends it.
So this game is $25. At that price, and with the amount of time that I've put into the game, I actually still feel like that's a pretty good deal. There's not really anything else like this in VR.
That's also really rare for you to say.
I've said quite a few times that I would pay $25 for something. That doesn't seem that strange.
If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. But if you did like it, why don't you go ahead and watch another one up there in the corner. And as always,
we'll see you on the next one.